Good morning, Afolabi. Well, this is another class. A quick recap of what we were supposed to have done before now. Chapter 1, we looked at the binary and hexadecimal. Chapter 2, we looked at communication and internet technology. Technologies, actually. Chapter 3, we looked at logic gate and circuit. So, chapter 4, we looked at operating system and computer architecture. That's where we looked at the von Neumann's computer architecture. I hope you remember. Chapter 5, we're looking at input and output devices. This should be interesting, anyways, because when we talk about input and output devices, basically, it's something that we use day in, day out, even with our mobile gadgets. The gadget that you're using to access this class now is input and output devices that we use to access it. In fact, what I'm using to make this recording, it's an input device like my touch screen, input device like my touch screen and my stylus pen, and the output device like my touch screen, and even sometimes input device like my microphone that is getting my voice in, output device like the speaker that is getting the voice out, that we are using for the recording. So that's what this class is going to be all about: input and output device. Now, when we talk about input devices, and output devices, what do we mean? Input devices and output devices, they are very important for computer, and without them you cannot interact with the computer. The computer cannot even be functional. You have to understand. So when we talk about input devices, what are we talking about? We are talking about the scanners, all type of scanners. It could be scanners that we use to scan in documents to the computer. It could be scanners that we use at the supermarket, groceries, for reading barcode of products. Okay, and then it could be, we call those ones actually barcode reader. Okay, so we also have digital cameras. So sometimes your webcam on your system can also is a type of digital camera. It also comes under this. It takes visual signal from you and transmits it to the destination. Then we also have keyboard that helps to collect characters. Okay, and then you have microphone, like I said earlier on. So these are input devices. Now let's take a look at output devices quickly. So when we talk about output devices, a very good example of output device would be your printer. We have different types of it. We have inkjet, we have deskjet, we have laserjet, then we have speakers also. It could be the headphone, it could be just the speaker. Okay, they just the sound blaster or your woofer, either subwoofer, woofer speaker. Then we also have projectors. Now we also have monitors. So monitors, sometimes we have the touch screen and we have the normal VGA, SVGA monitor. Okay, so these are examples of output devices, and it's important that we have to understand and know the roles that display. Now, we now even have, in addition to the printer, we now have what we call the 3D printer. The 3D printer, you can Google it. The 3D printer now helps to print solid objects, three-dimensional objects. Do you understand? So that means that we have objects now printed in three coordinates: X, Y, and Z. Okay, so it's a very, very important addition to the output generation. Okay, so the technology behind it is a laser, magnetic resonance, white light, and more technology that is used to generate these objects after they've been scanned. I hope we understand. So even others like our scanners that we have at the airport and so on and so forth. Now let's take a look more at this. Let's switch back also to digital camera. So when we look at digital camera, different forms of the digital camera. Okay, the digital cameras we have now, they are so sophisticated that they even have microprocessors built into it. When I say microprocessor, you should understand that now they have some form of intelligence built into it. I hope you understand. So it's very interesting for you to be able to note that, please. Okay, so then this microprocessor, okay, let me list some of the things that, let's just elaborate some of the things that this microprocessor helps them to be able to do. It helps it to be able to adjust the shutter speed. The shutter is what? SHUTTER is one that helps to be able to determine the amount of light that is cast on what you want to capture. Do you understand? So it's the processor that determines at that time, from the time you press the snap to the time that just the light that is enough. If you look at now at the pictures you have, apart from the depth of the quality and all that and the details of the picture that it captures, it also puts the right amount of light. So whether you're snapping during the day or you're snapping at night, you see that there's really no much difference. The quality is still there. Then it also, the microprocessor helps to also focus. So sometimes you see that you're able to focus on one object of many numerous objects you have in the background. It helps you to focus the image automatically. So these are what the microprocessor, these are what they do. Another thing is that helps you to operate the flash, okay, automatically. Also sometimes you might not even need light. Okay, so it's not about the abundance of light but the removal of light. So it also helps you to do that. Then it also adjusts other things like the aperture size, the size of the image, and also it removes red eye. Sometimes when light is cast on the face, sometimes the eye of the human looks vampirish. So it helps you to remove that. Do you understand? So you have to also understand that we have different types of pointing devices, different types of it. When you talk about pointing devices, basically most of the time we're talking about mouse. Okay, so we have the mechanical mouse, we have the laser based mouse. Mechanical are those ones that have this ball, this scrolling ball under them. Okay, so you can browse them. Okay, so they have, and when we talk about microphone too, we have a very wide range of microphone. Okay, so there are some that you hold, there are some that are attached to your body, there are some that are attached to devices like even your laptop or your tablet or your phone. So when you are using your phone to call, you don't attach an external microphone to it because there's an inbuilt microphone. You have to also understand that. Then we also have the touch screen. Is that okay? So we have different types of touch screen.